Are you mispronouncing these common French words? I know that French pronunciation can be very confusing. We have a lot of silent letters, letters that are not pronounced the way that they look. Also, we have liaison between words and just so many irregularities. Today I'm going to show you 10 words that are very commonly mispronounced by students, and I will train you to how to pronounce them. Stay until the end because they are very, very commonly mispronounced. Let's get started with the first one. How do you pronounce this word? Mon dort. This word is pronounced fils. It's not fil, it's not fils. The L is silent, but the S is not. Fils. It's actually an important distinction because in French the word fil means thread. That's something we used to joke a lot about when we were children. When someone would make the mistake when writing, we would say, oh look, he wrote, this guy has 3 threads and not 3 children. Let's move on to number 2. How do you pronounce this word? La est grande. Now, if you said V, it's not the right pronunciation, but I get where you're coming from. Usually when you have I, L, L in French, it will be the sound E, like famille or fille. But ville is actually an exception. We pronounce the L in it, ville, and not vie. Because actually, if we did say vie, it would sound like the word la vie, life. So we pronounce the L, ville. Number 3 is probably the most mispronounced word of this list. How do you say this word? Je veux voyager en... If you just said Europe, you just made the same mistake as 99% of my students. That's how common it is. It's not Europe, it's not Europe, it's just Europe. There's no E in this word. Europe. The French E, and that's it. Europe. And the same goes for all the words in this family. Euro, Européen, Europe. Never E in there. Number 4 is another very commonly mispronounced word. How would you say this word? Ce est beau. The correct pronunciation is pays. When you see A and Y together, it makes the sound EI. And you need to emphasize the E a little bit. Pays. So it's not pay or paix, it's pays. This next word is very tricky for my students. How do you pronounce this word? Je suis de bonne aujourd'hui. The correct pronunciation is humeur. Let's break this down. So when you have the letter H in French, it's always silent. And the sound U is a short U sound, right? No U or something. Always U. So these two letters together, H and U, just makes the sound U. So that's for the first part of the word. For the second part of the word, you have the letters E, U, and R. When those 3 letters are combined, you will have the sound the open E, French E, with the R. Just like in heure, fleur, beurre, right? So when you combine the 2 together, you have humeur, right? Humeur. So it's not humor or humeur or humour, right? It's humeur. And be careful not to confuse it because there's another similar word in French, humour, which means just humor, and humeur means mood. So those are 2 different words, humeur, humour. Now the next word is probably one of the first words you learned of the French language, and yet it's still one of the most mispronounced ones. How do you say je mange un? Now I have heard a lot of pronunciation for this word. I've heard things like croissant or croissant or croissant or croissant, all sorts of things. The right way to pronounce this word is croissant. Now, it is a hard word because it combines 3 of the most difficult sounds of the French language. The R, the OI letters, and the nasal vowel en. So let's break this down together. First of all, the letters O and I together always make the sound wa in French. It's not oi, it's not ou, it's wa, just wa. So if you combine it with the French R, you have croix, croix. If you have trouble making the French R, I suggest you take a pencil and you block it in your mouth, like this. You block it in your mouth and you try pronouncing the R. You will see usually it helps a lot to get that sound from the back of your throat, because then your tongue cannot move. When you have the pencil, your tongue cannot move. So you have to do it from the back of the throat. Try it, you will see it helps a lot. Now the second part of the word is sang. Here, as you can see, we have a T at the end, which is a silent letter, and we have A and N. A and N together is a nasal vowel. It's the nasal vowel en. Now, if you have problem with nasal vowels, I made a full video on this and you can access it right here to be able to pronounce nasal vowels perfectly. So if we put the word back together, it gives us croissant. Croissant. This is a word you should practice if you want to please the French. Our next word is famous from being very confusing and very difficult to pronounce for students. How do you say this? Je suis. The correct pronunciation is heureux. It's not heureux, it's not heureux, it's just heureux. Here we have twice the same sound, E, the French closed E, and the letter R in the middle. The H is silent, the X is silent. Heureux. Je suis très heureux. Word number 8 sounds very simple and yet a lot of students mispronounce it. How do you say this word? J'ai invité. The correct pronunciation is j'ai deux invités. Here we again have the sound E, right? It's E, deux invités. And here the X is usually silent, but because we have a vowel at the start of the next word, we need the liaison, right? So it becomes a Z sound, deux invités. And why this is so important is that sometimes it can be confused if you mispronounce it with the word douze, which means 12. Douze makes the sound OU rounded, and deux is the E sound. Can you hear the difference? J'ai deux invités. Make sure to learn this one, because if you say j'ai deux invités or 12 invités, it's not the same scale anymore. Word number 9 is one of the most simple and yet most confusing words to pronounce in French. How do you say this? Je bois de... Now this word has 3 letters but only makes one sound, O. So it's not OU, it's not OI, it's just O, right? Not O, just a short O. Your lips take the shape of the O letter, by the way. O, like this. My favorite way to remember this is with this image. So if you struggle to remember it, just think about the cat. And the last word is a tricky one. How do you say this word? Je casse un... It's not oof, it's not O, it's not O. The right pronunciation is F. Now this is a particularly tricky one because in the plural the pronunciation changes. When it's singular you have the open E and the F is pronounced F. In the plural you have the closed E and the F is silent. E. Un œuf, des œufs. Un œuf, des œufs. How many did you get right? Let me know your score in the comment, and also which one is the most difficult to pronounce for you. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel. I post videos like this every week to help you become fluent in French. À bientôt!